Hey guys, Luna here, and we're back with Virtue's Last Award. Last time we left off, we just got another bad ending, betraying our friends and lost our hands. I really could use another hand. But anyways, let's get into it, shall we? I do not want to do this, so this is memory. Mars, dude, yada yada. Forgot to select our previous choice. Yeah, so anyways, let's go back to it, shall we? This time, instead of choosing Betray in the second AB game round, we're instead going to choose Ally. Skip, we don't need to see all this conversation, yada yada yada. We already saw it last time in the previous episode, so if you want to see that conversation, go ahead and check it out. Vote has been recorded, please wait. Yeah, obviously we see some of this after conversation. Luna and I step out of the ABE room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose Ally after all?
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they're all centered on one thing. Mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching, and I opened my hands. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hands. What the hell is this? Could it? No, that would be impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clump together, you'll never get anything that looked like that. And I never seen my blood do this before. 22 years of my life, I've seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult, but every single time my blood red like any other human being. So why was it this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here! They're gonna show the results!
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
And again, this time is since Luna went to the infirmary last time. There is 4 of us with 8, which is quite lovely.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
And if everyone chooses Ally, everyone but Temyoji and Alice will have 9 or 10 points. So, which would be good, but I would feel bad for Alice and Temyoji.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is incredible! Look, everyone voted Ally! You did just like you promised, Kay!
How could I choose Betray after what 5?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted Ally too!
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose Ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma, are you alright?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse. Repeated animation since
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically! The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too!
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
everyone nodded and held out their arms toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusal would only draw more suspicion, so I had my arm out, hand tied into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cuts. When their eyes laid on my hand, my heart skipped a beat. Great red solo.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the four we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so two of them are our partners.
That means the other two are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well, on our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
Showing the path that they chose, I guess? Or that path that they went?
Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other three colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you. I got no real reason to hang out here.
What will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched into the yellow door, I'm guessing. Sam Yojiri and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there's always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. Oh yeah, the bee garden.
You know this place?
Yeah, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
Aw, Luna, that's nice.
Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
It's kind of funny because when we were in the AB garden with Luna, we made a comment about like, hey, want to sit down with us? She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore in the palm of her hands. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
What?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom and it made almost an imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
I don't know off the top of my head, but Sigma says yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. His brother and sister named Tiliel and Mithiel got asked to find a bluebird by this old woman, and they traveled to the dream world. Or something. Anyways, supposedly if you can catch this bird, you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a birdcage in their house.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm.
Aw, that's
But-
actually quite nice.
One day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes, when Til and Mittel try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Oh, that's actually really nice, Luna. Or other me, I should say.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Tiltil.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure?
Where did you find Alice?
But does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went to was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice, and then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her that I'd been here before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
So you did... Damn, you did see it, huh?
Yes, I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human, and ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that wasn't possible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much that was giving me heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a plenty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Oh, yeah, I've heard those before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests. Yes.
Tests? How?
Well, the atom should be able to tell us.
Oh, yeah. That thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. But when I turned, there's nothing. Whose is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Hi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been there?
I just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
I followed the line of her finger. Shit, this is...
Antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says, oh what?
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Then there's no question.
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
It means we're dealing with a combined explosive power of equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine, you got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret, so I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course, you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
So, who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Temyoji, Kay and Dio, and of course Alice and Quark. So that's 6 people plus the 3 of us. Both seem to be sleeping peacefully. You never think to look at them that they'd been completely insane not so long ago. Alright everyone, listen up. I told them how we found the number 1 bomb in the garden, and how, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs we found so far, there's probably a number 2 bomb out there somewhere, too.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah. That's why I want all of you to let me search you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room. There's also a good chance they've also got the device we need to deactivate the bombs.
So you're planning to search us for it?
Exactly.
But...
No buts. If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate. Clear? Good. Now who's going to be first?
Wait,
Huh?
you only need to search 1 person.
What?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I meant Feisgaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. The person... That person, you did it. The room was suddenly quiet. And it's another to be continued. Yeah, so we need who did it twice. So I'm gonna make a little note for that. Plant the bombs times 2. And because here is who planted the bomb. Oh wait, I did not mean to do that. Whatever. Da-da-da. So let's see. So since we have all the locked endings, and we have all the bad endings and the 3 locked endings, one of which is what to do about the medicine, the other being who planted the bombs twice. I think we're actually going to leave it here. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path, wherever it might lead you into the future. Bye-bye.